Good evening, people of YouTube. Once again, it's the four middle-aged dudes just bullshitting about nothing. I am the Reverend.
Theme here.
Ray Mouse 1.
3515.
Yep. We are actually going to tackle a local news story out of San Diego where a lady was fired during her probationary period, and she went ahead and decided to sue the PR firm that she was fired from, claiming that it was discrimination because she told them that she was pregnant. Thoughts all around, gentlemen, before I chime in.
Bullshit.
Thoroughly.
Gray Mouse? We're not going to stand for this, you just staring off into the camera bullshit, Gray Mouse. You got to say something. This is a fucking video, dude.
Come on now.
For a reason.
What else left to say? Bullshit.
Okay. Now, all right. So what happened is that we have this San Diego woman who's 38. All right. She filed the lawsuit against her former employer, CMW Media, on Tuesday, alleging that she was facing sexual discrimination. She said her termination is symptomatic of a larger pattern of discrimination against pregnant women, but CMW Media reportedly said that she was dismissed because of the allegedly lackluster quality of her work. Okay. Now, according to her story, basically she was on her 90-day probation. 90 days passes. She goes ahead. She talks to her manager, and she says to her manager, "Oh, hey, yeah, I'm happy to be here. And this is going to be all great. Considering that I'm pregnant." All right. And then, according to her, the manager said something disparaging, something about like, "Oh, that's something I'm supposed to be happy about," to that particular effect. And then hours later, she was handed her walking papers. Due to that, she decided to go ahead and sue the company. I guess originally stating that that she originally went ahead and opened up with a letter to her attorneys back on March 23rd, 2016, saying that it was because of her pregnancy that she got terminated. And then, according to later claims and later letters, as the suit opened up, she claimed that she was a whistleblower for some for what I don't know. That sort of detail isn't out yet. So,
Wait a second. It says that she was due in July.
yeah. So I'm pretty sure if she's due in July and she got fired in March, that makes her about almost April, May, June, July. That makes her 5 months in, almost 6 months in.
Right.
How could she have expected that her managers didn't know she was pregnant?
Right. That's my main objection here.
Now, here's the thing. There was already the red flag, because when she goes in to say, "Oh yeah, I'm pregnant," she knows what the sex of the kid is. She pretty much says she's expecting a baby girl.
Right.
Well, the objection here for me is the fact that she said it after her probation period was over. Why didn't she say it during the probation period? Why does she think that she was safe on day 91?
The fact that the report says that they have her evaluation and she wasn't up to par as far as her performance. And they have documentation of that prior to even letting her go. And that should be it right there. And regardless of how she was, well, it was because I was pregnant that I wasn't performing. No. You knew upon getting this job that you had to perform at a certain level in order to keep it. So if you weren't able to perform at that level, regardless of how you were and how your condition was, doesn't matter. You were fired because you didn't meet the requirements. And that was it. That should be it. That should be all. And we shouldn't even go any further. But again, you got women playing the whole gender card as far as trying to claim discrimination and it's funny because even if someone gets into some type of accident or whatever, and within a 90-day probationary period, or if they take too many days off, or if they call in sick more than I think twice or 3 times, they could be just instantly stopped and let go. You can't say they discriminated against me because of my illness. No, you weren't fucking there to do the fucking job, or you didn't perform the way you were supposed to in order to fucking keep the gig that you fucking showed up to have. So at the end of the day, stop making excuses for your poor performance here.
The thing is, though, we've all held jobs before. We're all holding jobs now. And when you sign that paperwork at the beginning, you're signing that I agree to the company's terms.
A lot of people don't read all of that. A lot of people don't read fine prints. They just sign shit. A lot of people do not understand what they're getting into when they're just signing shit. They're just putting their name on shit, putting their name on shit. Do you understand this? Yes, X. Put name on shit. And that's it. And they move forward thinking that, okay, yes, I'm here. And no.
So what I'm tripping on is that she was due in July. So it's March now. So that's 4 months, right, from now. April, or actually May, June, July, 3 months now, right? And so, I mean, one thing too is that, some women don't show until much later, 6 months, 7 months. And I can contest to that because my wife didn't start showing until,
But wait a second. Let's
before I say that, I'm not, before you say something, I'm not saying that the employer knew that she was pregnant or not, but for her to have the audacity to say that she's being fired because that she's pregnant and that she don't take in consideration about her poor work performance is just ludicrous. I mean, what prosecuting lawyer would actually take her case?
Number one is it's not a criminal case, so we don't have a prosecutor here.
Right.
All right. It's a civil case.
It's a civil case.
If there's somebody around who thinks that they can go ahead and turn a buck.
So you're basically saying a judge advocate then, right?
No, just a civil law lawyer, man. So anybody who thinks that they can go ahead and that she might have a case, we'll go ahead and do it.
But isn't discrimination that's against the law, right? That's why I said a prosecutor.
Well, yeah.
Whatever.
If all she was doing was pursuing somebody getting arrested, but she's not. She's pursuing cash.
She's pursuing money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is my major problem, my major issue here. When women find out that they're pregnant, they usually have to disclose that, especially to employers, because depending on what jobs that they do, it depends on what you're doing. You just can't keep that a secret because let's say you do something or you're doing something that you're not supposed to and you lose the baby, then they will, this individual will still try to sue the company. They had me lifting boxes. Whoa, she didn't tell us that she was pregnant. How are we supposed to know that she wasn't supposed to do any heavy lifting or anything like that? When women find that out.
What was her job there?
Okay, she was working at a PR firm representing clients.
For what? Medical marijuana?
Yeah, one of the clients that they represent is for a few medical marijuana clinics. All right. Um,
In charge of 3 accounts.
yeah, in charge of 3 accounts. So she was basically in charge of PR and advertising and everything else for those particular clients. Yeah, for a PR firm, as far as it goes, if they're a small PR firm, that's a lot of money that can be lost instantaneously, just by losing a few clients. Now, what I have to go ahead and point out before I rewind a little bit further. what a lot of the what a lot of news reports that are out there are not stating is that in her lawsuit, she's not only suing CMW, her former employer, she's suing the clients she was working for also.
How is that even possible?
It's easy. I could tell you, the customers or the clients were complaining back to the parent company that they weren't getting the representation that they believed that they should have.
Well, according to her company, she was like underperforming. Period. So I mean,
That's what I'm saying. There's still no case. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just explaining. How that can happen.
I know, Gray Mouse. I know, but that totally contradicts everything, and that was the point that I was alluding to.
Well, all right. Let's back up here even before we get that far.
Why?
No. The thing is that I think this, because I think the argument could even be stopped before it even starts. All right.
Right.
The general concept here is that we have somebody who's on 90-day probation. Okay.
Exactly.
That's number one. Number two, the state of California is an at-will state. You could be let go for having bad breath. All right, and it doesn't matter if you have tenure or not. Okay.
Yeah.
The at-will status of you being employed not only extends itself to the employer, but also extends to the employee. If, as an employee, you decide to say, fuck it, I'm not working for you guys, and you decided to walk out in the middle of your fucking shift, guess what? It's an at-will state. You can do that. All right?
Take this job and shove it.
Here's the thing. If you're at a job where they have a 90-day probation, even if you hit day 91, you're not fucking permanent. All right, you're not fucking permanent until they give you your insurance papers, and that's just the truth of the fucking matter. All right, because the thing is that if they sit there and they go, okay, at the end of the 90 days, they decide, hey, look, what's everybody's feeling on keeping XYZ person? All right, and they say, well, we need to decide this before the next day that they go ahead and come in. Then it doesn't matter if it's day 92 or 95 or 100. All right. Next day you come in, you can be served your fucking walking papers.
Mm-hmm.
Review of everything. And that's just how that is. All right. Fuck counting how pregnant she was. Fuck counting how, whether or not she announced to the people to let them know that she was fucking pregnant. Fuck counting on anything past that. It's with this particular one. Look, I'm going to say this right now. It's shitty that anybody gets fired from a job that they get hired for. All right, but if you get fired from a job that you get hired for not doing your job, there's really only one person that you should be able to, that you got to blame for that. Okay. Also, I know a lot of coworkers that I've worked with that have become pregnant. Okay, and guess what? If you're doing your job, it doesn't matter if you're pregnant or fucking handicapped or even fucking crazy. If you're doing your job and the company that's employed you really likes what you're doing, they'll fucking keep you.
They'll leave you alone. Exactly.
All right. Like I said, I've seen it firsthand.
It's funny because these motherfuckers, especially with the media, are just going out of control saying, oh, yeah. And there'll be women that say, oh, yeah, I've been fired for the same thing. They found out I was pregnant and they let me go. And I'm like, bullshit.
Well, here's the funny thing: is that earlier this year that there was a lawsuit against AutoZone, also in San Diego, where a manager got fired. Okay, and she sued them for sexual discrimination, saying that the only reason why they fired her was because she got pregnant. All right.
What, by a coworker?
What's up? No.
I said what, by a coworker?
Yeah. All right. But on that particular one, guess what? She won the lawsuit. Okay. But in that particular instance, you had you had a fucking store manager who had already worked and had tenure in their job. Okay. Who also had other store managers and district managers telling her, yeah, we've seen it happen before to other ladies. So in her case, guess what? She had management on her side to go ahead and back up her case.
Yeah, 'cause she gave him a blowjob.
In stark contrast to this particular case, where you have somebody who's just jumping in, they're trying to claim a crap load of losses, most likely. Not only suing her employer, but also her clients for being let go during her 90-day probation period, pretty much. I mean, again, I don't see where the argument starts here.
Because she's pregnant. That's the only thing that carries this anywhere. And of course, it's going to get coverage because of that, because everyone is so fueled and so gathered upon looking for reasons to say that something is discriminating against someone. People are just out there just looking, just searching. It's just ridiculous how it's gone so fucking far to get this type of cash grab when the case is pretty laid out. But you're going to have motherfuckers that try to say, oh no, she's pregnant, and then try to have sympathy and throw a sympathy card and throw a woman card. That's just the way it goes. It's ridiculous.
But let's say it this way: if I can't, nah, man, forget it.
No, if something bothers you, talk about it. If you have something to say, talk about it. Don't be a third wave feminist. Come out and say it. The floor is open.
No, go ahead.
I mean, okay. Initially, I didn't think I was going to talk that much about this particular subject. All right. But considering that I've only been at my job for the last, let's see here, October, November, December, April, February, April. Okay.
9 months.
Yeah, I've been there about 9 months now. Okay. Since I've been there 9 months, and I've actually gotten my some sort of increase, and my position is fixed there. Granted, maybe a little bit happened by default, but look, as somebody who spent the better part of 2015 unemployed, all right, yeah, it fucking sucks. All right, it really fucking sucks. But guess what? This lady was a former news affiliate, all right, and she lost her job with the news station that she was at. Okay, then she went on to PR and she lost her job there. If she is competent, regardless of whether or not she's got a kid on the way or not, she'll be able to take care of herself. And guess what? Hey, lady, you're 38. You're almost 40. Okay, and you've got a boyfriend who's also 38. Maybe you guys should have rethought your fucking process before you got pregnant. I don't know. All right.
Those that still.
Wait. You said that she has a track record, that she lost her job as a in the news.
She was before she became a PR person. She was employed as in the media.
She lost her job. She
I
got
don't know if
fired.
she lost her job or not, but obviously something caused her to find another job.
Mhm.
So
He was a former associate producer for a news station.
yeah. Look, if she has the skills, she'll find another job.
Hmm.
All right.
If
Look,
I don't know. Not with all this bad behind her now, man. She's probably marked. That's her own damn fault. I mean, she has nobody but to blame but herself. If she can't find another job,
She's not going to PR. I know that.
she'll be
Nope.
no, we're done there.
she'll be flipping burgers in San Diego.
Yeah, for $15 an hour.
That's just wrong on all accounts for you to place blame on your employer for your poor performance.
You see, the problem is you have these so-called adults that never grew up, that act like children, that think me, that think that everything is supposed to be entitled to them. And they think that they can never do anything wrong. That's one of the main problems here. They don't want to take responsibility for their own actions, and they just want to point the finger. And then next thing you know, they want to do some type of scam or garbage by any way, shape, or form, by hook, by crook, to try to get a quick cash grab instead of being responsible adults.
How much is she asking for, by the way? Does it say?
That hasn't been disclosed.
It hasn't been disclosed.
That hasn't been disclosed. Yeah.
Because if it's up in the millions,
No.
Yeah, it hasn't been disclosed, and I don't see how she can ask for millions, especially when she was employed less than 100 days.
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying. That's
Exactly.
the point that I'm.
No.
I mean, because she's
The court case
supposedly
will
trying
probably
to.
the court case will probably take longer than how long she was working there.
Yep.
No. That's just,
Yeah.
it's sickening to see this, especially when there are a whole bunch of women out there that bust their ass, even while they were pregnant.
Yeah.
They bust their ass to keep their job, and they were doing good while they were still at that job. This is disrespecting those women out there. This is disrespecting any woman out there that takes responsibilities, that works hard, that busts her ass, and that works her way up, and that takes charge, and gets where she fucking deserves. This is disrespecting those type of women. And that's what pisses me off about this the most.
So let's play devil's advocate here real quick. So if she did stay on board, right? She's due in July. So she's already been her 30-day or 90-day probation. So that's 4 months from now. So she'll be working at that place for 7 months, then take a year off paid. There's thousands of things wrong with that.
It's funny because even on job interviews, you can get disqualified from a job interview for stuff like that. Because, of course, when you get hired, your employer expects you to be there.
Yeah.
That's what you got hired for.
Kind of the point, right?
Say again?
That's kind of the point, right?
Right.
And
So
the thing is, and the thing is too is like, okay, when in July when you have your child, if she's expecting, I don't know, 4 or 5 months off, whatever. So who's going to be doing her job? Who's going to hold her clients
exactly
at that time? And then also, does she expect to come right back into the job?
Exactly.
The reason why the company hired her in the first place is for her to be there and for her to. It just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
I mean, and the only thing, like you said, the only thing that is her fault. She's the one who had piss poor performance, not up to par to the company's, standard. It's not because you were pregnant. It's because you're not a good fit. It's because you didn't do the work that you needed to do to stay there, to earn your place there. Mm-hmm. And you can't blame, I was fired because I was pregnant. No, that's not the case.
Once again, everyone should be judged by their merits or lack thereof.
And that was, in this particular case, that's what happened. The
Well,
lack thereof.
Well, she said that she knew saying that would get her on the news at least. So I don't know. This is one that we're probably going to have to follow. Like Dave said, it's probably going to take longer than her period of employment at that particular law firm. Excuse me, PR firm.
Mhm.
So we'll just be able to go ahead and poke around in the local news. I mean, it's right there in San Diego. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
With that, any final thoughts, closing thoughts, guys?
Once again,
No.
no.
Done.
All righty. With that, that's going to be this video for this particular story this week, folks. Once again, we are the 4 middle-aged dudes. I am the Reverend.
The theme here,
Gray Mouse 1.
3515.
once again, fuck
Go ahead.
women or men or anybody like this that just wants to take a shortcut for a free fucking ride. Work hard, persevere. It's integrity, merits, all that shit matters. Be a fucking grown up. Make your fucking decisions the right way. And stop with the bullshit. Credits.